Stephanie, just tell us a little about yourself. What do you like doing? What got you into this? And
Well, I'm a carpenter by trade.
Yep, okay.
I've fully qualified. I qualified last year. And I work with my father. He's a DBU.
Yep.
And I've been working in the industry for 5 years. I also did my diploma of building construction last year.
Yep.
And so I started this when I was 22 years old, and I was being really close with my dad, so I wanted to follow in his footsteps. And I've been, pretty much a daddy's girl. I've been playing soccer with him since I was 9. Just been really close with him. So I've been at a lot of his job sites. And I used to go to his job sites and he'd explain things to me, and I found an interest in building and carpentry. So Dad said, if you want to go down this path, then you need to do it properly. So I did my carpentry apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And I found that quite challenging, but it was really good and satisfying. Then I did the diploma, and so now I'm doing more. So I started doing carpentry obviously on the tools.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing more toward like managing the site.
Yeah.
Trying to get off the tools for the sake of my body as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm 28 next month.
Happy birthday for next month.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's a week after the dinner, so
nice.
we
Right.
a good present.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, that's fantastic. What are you? So what role do you have now?
Still
Yeah.
carpentry, so I do more of the smaller jobs. Like we have larger building sites, so we do hire carpenters on the site. But I'll do closing off voids and small maintenance carpentry around the site. But at the moment I'm doing a bit more of the OH&S side of things, getting that ready for the project. Getting like the emergency procedures up to date, first aid. What else I'm doing? I do a lot of the electrical, getting the temporary power poles, temporary fencing, the portaloos, organise that at the start of the job.
Yeah.
Just helping Dad with also sourcing materials like the external cladding and doing a lot of research in that area. Help out, fill out and sign the contracts. Just do a wide range of jobs on the site, so pretty much second to builder assistant kind of thing.
Yeah, terrific.
It's good. It's good that your dad encouraged you in this industry, obviously, because so heavily male orientated.
Yes.
My father encouraged his daughter. It's fantastic to support you all the way through. It's really good.
It is.
And him being here today too, I guess, is another testament to that as well.
Yeah.
What sort of work do you guys do? Is it mainly domestic, commercial?
Yeah, domestic.
Domestic?
Yeah, so we started off doing small extensions, renovations, and then we came into partnership with one of my dad's good friends, and from then we've done a lot bigger projects. So we're doing more townhouses conjoined by party walls. We've done, so the first larger ones we did in Reservoir. We did 6 double story. They were not joined by a party wall.
Yes.
These ones.
Yeah, they're the ones. We purchased them as a troubled site, so that was quite interesting, having to rectify everything.
So we define a troubled site. That means someone had started and
Oh,
sucked
yeah.
it up, had they pretty much?
Yeah, so
right.
I think they went bankrupt, and then
Okay.
we had to get a surveyor in and get it assessed. So there was a lot of work that was done without approval from engineering. So we, like for example, we had a retaining wall that had the Rio coming up, which is the wrong thickness. So we had to break it all down, clean the bricks, put it back together. Do the cam set, new Rio into the ground, and
That's a great experience. For
yeah,
what
it
not to do.
was. Yeah. Exactly.
Don't do that yourself. That's definitely not good.
Exactly. So they were the first lot of larger jobs that we did, and then we moved to we did Preston. So those were the ones that were more closer to the main street. So we had a small block, but we were able to use the side lane as the entrance to the garage, which was our benefit. And that one was quite different because we had like underground water tanks, and so it was quite interesting. That one was 6 triple story, which was quite exciting. And then we moved to that we're doing now, which are in Doncaster.
Okay.
So they're pretty.
You'd have a different type of building from
Yeah.
Reservoir Preston than Doncaster.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same sort of layout,
Yeah.
but every area's got different council requirements and permits. They're a lot tighter in Doncaster. Yeah.
And how'd you find the traffic coming down from Mill Park to here?
Oh, good today, because
Good
there
today?
was school holidays and RDO, I think there was today.
Oh, is it, I did notice the traffic light.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really
I come from Mill Park too, so
Oh,
plenty of roads a
really?
nightmare.
Yeah,
So it
usually
wasn't too
it's.
bad,
Mm.
If I was a young lad thinking of taking up either raw, carpentry apprenticeship, or doing a diploma in construction, what advice would you give me?
If you wanted to
If I take
up-
either a carpentry apprenticeship or do a diploma in building construction, what advice would you give me?
if you were to take up both of them or
Yep,
one.
either way, either or. Either or.
I think it's a really good area to be in.
Yeah.
It's a very wide area within the industry, so
Yeah.
if you were to take up either one of them, you definitely have access to different channels of area within the industry.
Yeah.
So doing the carpentry, I find that is a base of all construction. You
Yeah.
get to know plaster, tiling, you get to know pretty much the base of everyone's work that follows after you.
Yeah.
And the diploma, I think that's the next stage to then take out your own business, or if you want to be a builder yourself.
Yeah.
That's more of the management side, contracts and things like that. So they come hand in hand.
Good.
And I think it's, I'd give you advice to go ahead and do it.
Go for it.
Does your dad, have you been involved in any pricing of any work?
Yeah.
Estimating and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I do a lot of the material working out. So he'll just give me, work out the next floor of timber, hoop iron, bracing.
Yep.
So I like doing that because I just sit on my own and I just do it. Like when we work together, we both got our own techniques, so it's a bit hard to.
Yep.
Yeah, so he gets me to do that. So I enjoy doing that. I've done a few smaller jobs on my own, but with the bigger jobs, I do like floor by floor.
Yep.
He had me doing, when the first job I did was obviously the first floor, so if I did over order, we could use it
Use it
upstairs.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've gotten quite handy.
Pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Excellent, that's good.
Brick estimating and external cladding area.
And the next thing will be to estimate the time it'll take to do it, and our
Yeah.
recommendation for that would be, your dad, no dad does that. But
Yeah.
you say, when you get a small job, Dad, I want to do it too, so you take that one away and you do
Yeah.
the whole thing, the whole
Yeah,
estimate.
he's
And
letting me
compare
do that.
don't see it until you finish yours, and then
Yeah.
compare at the end, that way you get to know whether
Yeah.
you're up or down on
Yeah.
how it works, so.
Yeah, we did that yesterday actually with the
Oh,
bricks.
good.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's like, work that out, because he's like, I can't get over how much it is, but I'm not telling you how much I got
Good.
until you do
Yeah,
it.
that's
So I
exactly
did
right.
it, and
And
he's
the more
like, oh yeah, I got that.
The more you do of that, the more you understand and appreciate.
Yeah,
Because it's saying help your dad out, because that means
Yeah.
that he can rely on you to do some things, he can go and do others.
Yeah, and he's like,
That's
isn't
excellent.
there a way to work it out? I'm like, this is the way we got taught at, trade school and diploma to work out, the estimation of bricks. And he's like, oh, I did it this way. And I'm like, there's a different way, but it came
Same.
quite,
Yeah, close enough.
very
Yeah.
close.
Well done, well done.
Yeah, that's great. And what would you say is the part now in your work, I guess, that you like the most? Is there one thing that stands out?
I think the most rewarding is, I guess, time managing trades, because, what's next? You got to order this, you work out that, and then when it all flows, the tradies come in and they've got their materials to work on, they've got everything, all laid out for them to do. Okay, the tradies finished the walls, the truss has already been ordered, they're being delivered tomorrow, and just having that workflow, it's satisfying, because a lot of jobs are at standstill because this and a lot of things that haven't gone smoothly. But yeah, I think time managing the materials and the trades is quite,
It's that saying,
that's great.
it's the 5 Ps, isn't it? Perfect planning prevents poor performance. And that's what you're doing.
I haven't heard that one.
Me neither.
Haven't heard that one? You're planning, and that's good on you, that's it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
thank you.
Obviously involved in both the management side of construction and the hands-on side. Do you have a preference?
I like both. They've both got ups and downs. Like the smaller jobs, obviously I can do like the carpentry on my own. Like tomorrow I've got to do a job in Heidelberg, so I'm just pretty much closing up a room, leaving an opening for a cavity slider. So doing those smaller jobs that I can do on my own I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
The bigger carpentry jobs, it's just a bit harder. Obviously you need a crew,
Yeah.
but we started off just me and Dad, so that's when the managing side comes in. There's benefits of both. Yeah. Especially when it's raining and cold. It's better being inside.
Cheers.
True.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Well, I'd love to have my DBU. I wanted to go for it, but I had a bit of... So few people have told me just a way to get a bit of more experience under your belt, and then go for it, obviously a more mature age as well. And so I definitely want to get my DBU and then hopefully take over my dad's business or work alongside to get him off duty, and then I want to build my own houses and get more of a bring more modern management into the business as well. Yeah.
Do you know much about applying for your DBU?
Yes, yeah.
Gone through the application, had a look?
Yeah, we did it through the diploma as well. But beforehand I looked into it as well, and every now and then I've just got a small folder on my laptop where I just throw things into to give me more information and collaborate my work and
How many years have you been outside your apprenticeship?
It's been April 2017, so almost a year. Yeah.
You thought about Peter?
No, go. Wait. If you don't, I will.
As a stepping stone to get you through the process, because you got your goal as a DBU, would you apply for as a DBL carpenter?
Yeah, that's what my teacher told me to do. He's like, if I were you, I'd put your foot in the door now and go for the DBL and then I was thinking, that would be a good idea.
It would, because of the training you've done, number one, the work you've done with your dad, number two, and it takes you through the whole process as a DBU, no different.
Yeah.
The only difference is in your experience requirements.
Yeah.
So experience will probably be enough to get a DBL. And this DBL can virtually build a whole house. It's on sticks and bearers and joists and weatherboard and all that sort of stuff. You measure the whole house. But then you're in the system. And then when you want to go for your DBU, there's not much more they're going to assess other than what else have you done on houses.
Yeah.
So we're starting to encourage people who want to get there, because we expect a lot of apprentices. A stepping stone is a good stepping stone is a DBL. Because I used to work with your dad, but some of the other people who don't have that relationship, they do a lot of cash jobs.
Yeah.
Well, they can do those legally.
Yeah.
And do work and get more experience. And then it also shows you need to deal with permits, you need to deal with contracts.
Yeah.
You do all your estimating, costing and things like that, what you're doing. So it's something worth considering to get you through the system, gives you good practice when you want to get your DBU. There's no real surprises after that. So that's a foundation that might be worthwhile
I
considering.
agree, Stephanie, and in your case it is absolutely a step to the DBU, whereas in some of the other people that we see, it's really probably what they need to do.
Yeah.
But it's like some of the studies you get exemption for doing, if you do a course, I'm sure you've experienced some, you get exempt from doing that subject.
Yeah.
The DBL gives you the same sort of rights when you're doing the DBU. And if people are saying don't do the DBU,
because some
you need
people are saying
experience.
they don't even look at that but I guess if you're in the system with the...
Well, not only that, as Dom said, Dom and the guys here put a lot of people through it, something Master Builders does, is we push people through all the time, how they want to do it, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But DBL would be absolutely perfect for you to get going, because it means you can start now on your experience. If you're not ready for your DBU for a few years, that's okay.
That's
you
right.
can build that up, but at least you've started it. And all the I forget the phrase when it's you've done a subject and exempt, not exempt. It's got a mental block, but I have a crack at it.
Yeah. If you're able to say 4 or 5 years for your DBU and help take it from your dad, DBL is good. I've been involved in registrations now for probably 12 of the last 15 years. So we work with VBA closely about what the requirements are. We meet them with them regularly. And most people join the association to get help getting registered. And with not a lot of apprentices, so advice we give now, particularly as we're as an organisation pushing heavily for all trades to be registered. You know, your plumbers are licensed, your electrician licensed, carpenters don't have to be if you're working on a building site. We want carpenters to be registered regardless of whether they're working for a builder or not. just raises the standards.
Yes.
And with a bit of luck, we're thinking that might happen in the near future.
Yep.
And concreters.
Absolutely.
I find that's weird they don't have to have it.
It is. It's terrible.
There's an
Once
association where
it's
they
covered,
push.
you don't know what's under there. And
Yeah.
I guess the
That's
inspection
fantastic.
before.
I think seeing your dad's company name, I'm assuming your dad's a member of Master Builders.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
So, because he uses the Master Builders in part of his business name.
Yeah.
With us, it's the entity is the member, so you're entitled to the same benefits as your father is or anyone that works for your dad,
Yeah.
because it's the entity that's a member of ours. That's where it's just coming along, and that's what we do most of the time, spend help people get registered.
Yeah, great.
So
Yeah,
I think
I'm
just
thinking doing
give
a
it some thought.
refresher, like the short courses
Yep.
before you go
Yeah.
for it as well, just to get it,
Yep, it's a good range of those you can have a look at and fill any gaps if you have them.
Yeah.
Along the way.
Some PD workshops, all those apply
Yeah.
for permits, contracts, that sort of stuff, just to top it up.
Yeah.
It's just because the training you've done the diploma, you've done your Cert 3 in carpentry.
And if you've done the work, you're managing it, you're
Yeah.
managing our engineers.
Yeah.
You're reading contracts, you said before, you've done a bit of estimating. You're so close, it's not funny to that process. So don't be put off by people thinking, oh, you're a bit young.
Yeah.
Just
DBL 's
particularly if you're not confident, that's okay, but
Yeah.
don't let other people influence you. And the DBL is perfect.
Well,
for
hearing
what
it
you
from
want
you
to do.
guys is a
We do it every day.
big thing. Yeah.
We, we see lots and lots of people, all ages and
Yeah.
backgrounds and experience and qualifications and the like.
Yeah.
And a great way to get in the system, I think, for you, if you want DBU as your end goal, I think DBL would be a smart way to go to
Yeah.
sooner
It's
rather
good
than
to
later.
hear that from you guys because it was a bit like in the grey
And we can help
area,
if you need
yeah.
to, so that's what we're here for. So just something I think for what it's worth, worth considering.
Agree with that.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I know you talked about OHS, but I didn't quite catch how involved you are now. with
Okay.
the OHS
So
process.
I pretty much just gather the information that we need. So having the swims set up,
Yep.
have the hazard reports there. Just obviously there's not too many are happening, but just the forms there and the folder if it needs to be filled out. Also just emergency evacuation, have a little plan set up and visible to everyone if anything happens. The signs having emergency, the closest doctors, the closest hospitals and so on. What else? There's a fire extinguisher as well that needs to be displayed and first aid box up. So just bringing that sort of aspect to the company, which you know, going from just a smaller company to bigger jobs where we have more people hired and working on the sites. You need it,
If you've done already, you'll need, with those imported guys, you'll need to have toolbox meetings and the like if you've done any of that sort of thing.
Take them through a light induction,
Induction, yeah.
just
I know it's hard when it's you and your dad, it's the smaller job's not a big issue, but as you grow and you get more people in, don't forget that.
It's a thing that needs to happen. So you know, sometimes I feel like it's a bit overboard, but it's something that needs to happen. So
Yeah.
just a small induction and get their license numbers and everything all together on a
Exactly.
page. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, well done. Yeah, it's quite a lot actually that you're actively doing, not just knowing about it, but actually putting it in place. So
Yeah, thank you.
that's great. Yeah.
Chris Byrne nominated you a couple of years ago for student of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah, Chris used to work here with us.
Oh, does he?
He used to.
Yeah. He's an awesome teacher.
Good.
He's really good. Yeah.
Good.
Fantastic.
Good.
And what do you get up to? You probably don't have much time when you're not working, I imagine, with all that, but what do you like to get up to when you do have a bit of time off?
Well, I play soccer.
Oh, I saw that you represented
State
level.
Yeah,
Good for you.
I've been in love with soccer. I started playing since I was 9.
Yep.
So I've been playing pretty much for Premier League since I was 15. So I
Awesome.
jumped straight up there, then played for state. I played now for a lower league because I don't know, I keep getting injuries. My ankles are weak as
Right. But you're still playing, which is good.
But yeah,
so,
still playing. I still love it. I'm hanging on to it.
Yeah, good on you.
And I love being physical. I started doing a bit of long distance. I did
Okay.
a run for the kids, the 15K, which was
Yeah.
I don't know how
It's
I
good
did
effort.
it. Yeah, I honestly don't know how I did that.
Yeah.
But that was really self-rewarding. What else? I love planting things, veggies. Yeah, really not. Don't do too much, but yeah,
That
I'm
sounds
a
quite a lot.
homebody. I got
So
2
grab some, it's
cats.
not bad.
Yeah.
2 cats.
Yeah.
And fitting all that in with work. That's terrific.
Yeah, I'm married, live with my husband. Yeah, he works 50 hours a week, sometimes more, so yeah, we don't do too much. Too exciting.
Yeah, that's a good effort
Yeah,
to
that's
fit all that in.
going on our
Fantastic.
honeymoon this year, actually.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, because we didn't get to go last year, so
Yeah.
got that booked in.
Where
Where you off to?
We're going to Europe, so Greece,
Oh, nice.
and on the way back Dubai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
it'll be fun.
Yeah. It's bloody hot.
Yeah, I think it's 42
Dubai, yeah.
there.
It's hot.
Good for swimming
We'll go
pools.
for a walk.
Yeah.
No, we won't.
Yeah, swimming pool's better than the beach.
Yeah.
Beach is
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so you did the run for the kids, the charity run. Did you
Yeah,
get,
yeah.
That would have been, long distance as well,
It
but
was, yeah.
you know, rewarding. Do you get much chance to do any other community sort of stuff in Bristol?
Not too much in the community. I play for my local club. I did last year because I got injured. I was just team assistant there too.
Yeah.
Not too much more than that for the
Yeah.
community actually. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. There's probably not much
That's
time
fine.
left over, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's excellent. But,
It's probably a strange question because your employer is your dad. What do you owe your employer?
Do I owe
Your
him?
employer, yeah. Do you think you owe him anything? If so, what do you owe him?
Oh well.
Think of it as your dad.
It's
Think of
hard.
it, think of it
Yeah.
as
It's hard when
a
he's
He's-
dead.
Yeah.
Well, he's had a few apprentices in the past and they've learnt what they've needed and then moved on, and that's a bit, I guess, heartbreaking for a few bosses, I guess, that do that. But having stuck by my boss and him teaching me everything that I know has given me a lifetime setup. You know, without his knowledge and everything he's given me, I wouldn't be where I am today. And his patience and the way he sits and just explains things, and it could be a normal boss or a builder, which is full on, and it takes double the time to sit there and explain something to someone. But if him having the time to do that, I owe him.
The mere fact that he's out there,
Yeah, it's
is
great.
a
Yeah.
good sign for him.
It is.
Yeah, he's got the bricks being delivered this morning, and there's like 20 pallets, and we've got the other a business partner. He's not a builder, but he's just a business partner. He's there, and he doesn't know what's
Got
going
no
on
idea. That's
And the
right.
brick, he's like, oh, where are we going to put him? He's like, ask Paul, and then we're laughing because we know Paul won't. But yeah, so
beautiful,
it's
isn't it?
good that he's here helping
Good.
me.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Excellent.
Do you want to do the tough one?
Oh yeah, they make me do the tough one.
We do.
So you probably know we're interviewing lots of apprentices and students, but why do you feel that you're worthy of winning this award?
Well, this award for me would be life-changing, and it would get me a step closer. Even just being here today has got me a step closer to getting my license, like just feeling comfortable with you. For your perspective, I feel I've got a lot of experience. I'm quite a clear communicator, and I'd like to hopefully encourage women to take up trades in the future. I'd really like to be, maybe, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I would like to promote the industry to women, because a lot of women are scared because it's more male dominated to join the industry, but I think being someone that could encourage them, showing them that I've done it, it is not easy, but it's possible to do, and women are just as capable of doing it as men. So, yeah.
Good on you. And you're right. There's
well
currently
done.
which I need to talk to you about, there's a Master Builders mentoring program for women in construction.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And in fact, I need to meet my mentee tomorrow afternoon. So I think what you're saying is correct, and we need to encourage more women into the industry. And that's not to the detriment of guys, because we need more guys too.
Yeah,
And in
we
fact,
have a shortage at the moment.
The whole career planning in building construction is getting waylaid by bureaucrats in my mind.
Sure.
And we as an association, we're trying to rectify that. It's like hitting your head against the wall sometimes. Sometimes it bruises you stop, but good, more strength to your butt. Keep going. And if that's something you're interested in, you should look at how you can join some of those associations, because there are a few of them around.
Yeah.
As you may be aware, our current president, Melanie, is female.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. And there are various groups around the place that you should look at. Put your hand up and put it forward to here to say, hey, how do I join one of those? And I think you'll find that would probably be the good one.
You're finding attitudes to some of the blokes and sites are getting better now? I mean, you've been in the industry now for a good 4 years, and you found this changing a little bit, or you still think it's pretty...
I think I've never really had an issue except at trade school because
Yep.
they're younger boys there.
Yeah.
I find that they are like, oh, who's this? Like, that sort of thing when they first see me. But then I kind of have to prove myself. That's the annoying part because they see me and they think that I'm not. Oh, you're helping Dad. Oh, that's cute. They think I'm like 12 or something. So just having to prove myself. Who am I? What do I do? What certificates I have. I am ordering the materials for you, like sort of thing. That's a bit challenging. But once I know who I am and what I'm doing, that first 2 or 3 days, and after that they're very respectful. They talk to me. They're really good. But some of them that like the 1 or 2 day people that come in, it's the same thing with them. Having who's that? They don't ever do anything really, sexist sort of thing. Because he sees me with my dad, which is a boss, so he wouldn't. Yeah. I guess if I was just a labourer, maybe that came in and out, it might be a bit worse.
I'm not sure that there's as much a background as the perception, and you talk about the perception in the industry. I'm not sure. I know parts of it are there, and there are bad employers, absolutely, and we need to work.
We are protected.
But there are a whole range of things opportunities that are out there, and I think sometimes a little bit older now, so that's great, rather than one of the younger candidates coming through. You don't have to prove it, but people that you think you have to prove yourself to, they don't care anyway. I don't care what they think. They're starting from behind in any case. Good on you.
Do you have any questions of us, Stephanie?
Questions for you? Not really. No, I didn't think of any questions for you.
That's okay.
But yeah, just want to say thank you for having me, and it's honestly a privilege even just being here.
Thanks.
Yeah, great to talk to you.
There's lots and lots of people out there who don't get to sit in that chair, so congratulations, you've done very well.
Just being nominated means you don't get interviewed. So there's a full process to get where you want to say.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that you had to apply or
And you put a lot of work into your career. It's not like you just kind of landed there.
No, that's right. That's right.
So
and you've got your plans. And think about what Dom said about the DBL. And if you want some sort of guidance, that's what we associate with. As an association, we're here to help the industry and the individuals within it. So
give us a ring if you're interested and want to pursue that, because we get the staff here to help you all the way through that. So with your dad supporting you, I think it's a worthwhile step to consider.
I agree with that. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Because you're looking for management.
And come along on the night, come along to the wards.
Yeah,
it's a good fun night.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Good
I'm
opportunity
very excited.
to get out and have a good time. So we'll be there, or most of us.
Yeah,
will be sunning himself in Queensland.
Unfortunately.
Tough gig, we'll be there.
I'll book the holiday for you anyway, so that's okay.
So come along, bring your dad.
Yeah,
it's a good
definitely,
fun night.
Everyone's very excited.
Yeah, great.
Well done.
We'll come along.
Well done.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for coming.